All right. It is Friday, January 28th, 10 a.m. Eastern, 1500 UTC, and that means it is time for the MeanDAO Community Update. My name is Michelle. I have with me on stage Tariq, Palasan, and Mylene. And on Twitter, I also have Adele joining us from the team. How are you guys doing?
Great, thanks. Happy to be here.
All right. Sweet on. All right, so let's kind of like get this ball rolling because I think that today everybody is busy watching the market, watching those green candles for the first time in like, I don't know, 3 months or something like that, expecting that things are going to turn around anytime soon. So why don't we get this baby rolling here? Let's take a look at what happened this week on the metrics side, and then we'll go over some of the AMAs that we have. Hopefully, we can get a few updates also from the different leaders of the community, which we have right here in the call. And, let me see how are the AMA questions. Do we have a bunch of them today? Not too many. People are kind of quiet. Let me see how many people do we have here. We are right now 59 listening on Discord, and on Twitter we have about other 30. So about 80 people, 90 people, 59 will. So 90 people, give or take here. So that's a good size audience. Hopefully you're coming here because you want to hear what we've been up to, what we are going to be doing over the next week. And if you have some questions that you want to ask us directly, we'll roll through with it. All right. So this week has been a generally quiet week for us for a number of reasons. We have been quiet at building and working our asses off behind the scenes on the product. Also, we have been in the middle of hiring, and it's a really difficult and time-consuming activity, the hiring. So it almost like you cannot do both hiring and doing like actual operating work at the same time. So we've been a little bit quieter on Twitter this week, but it is because we're getting ready for the avalanche of new announcements and stuff that are coming. So it's all good on this end. If we look at some of our growth and activation, let me take a look at here weekly. For some reason, like this stuff gets me over to all right, so 128. All right, let's take a look at it. So this week we had some green numbers here, very low though. Like on Discord, we only have 54 new members that joined this week. Welcome 54. We had an increase of 20 new of them that activated as high communicators, and member retention kind of went down a little bit compared to last week, about 2.3%, but that's kind of normal. It's relatively flat. The total membership on the server over time kind of actually went down a little bit. So 73,915, and right now we are 73,414. So about like, what is this? 500 people, almost like so 499 people that drop off the server this week. But the seniority went up quite a bit from basically, what is this? 195 seniors to 261 senior members on the server. So that's good. That means that a lot of people that have long-term view and long-term interests are sticking around. So that's a very good metric, very good sign right there. Let's take a look at some of the engagements. We had Let's see, we had a lot less visitors actually. 1,734 visitors this week, less than the previous one. Actually, no, 556. The total were 1,734. So that's like a 24% decrease from net new visitors that we got on the server. Let's see, total message sent went down by a little bit, 227, less messages than the previous week. And the total voice minutes also went down. I thought that I thought it was going to be up because we had a bunch of activities happening in the server. Maybe most of the activities, I don't know, I'll have to check with you, Tariq, right? Most of the activities were text, not voice, I guess. So, I guess we still have some work to do here in terms of activations on Discord and our community. We had a spike from last week from 10% of the total server size. That's about 7,000 people that actively communicated to 12.6% of communication. So that's also a pretty good indication. We are roughly right now at the same levels that we were before the IDO. We had a huge spike during the IDO. That has kind of calmed down as expected. So we had first a huge spike during the December 22nd, 23rd, and 24th because we did the IDO on the 24th. And then we had another spike on January 8th, 9th, and 10th, and even 11 even a little bit, because those were the days around the airdrop. And now we're kind of back to normal levels of engagement and activity. So it's all good on that end. A lot more seniority. This is good, actually. I'm very happy to see these numbers of seniority on the server kind of mature and take a higher percentage of just new member and new activations. That just means that we're increasing in quality and not thinking so much about the quantity. That's phenomenal news. Our most active channel, without surprise, is Turkey. You guys have been killing it, and you guys are a big chunk of our audience. It continues to go up. I don't even know. At some point, I think that Turkey is going to take over Meanfi at some point if we continue at this rate. So 3 weeks ago, we were at 21%. Last week, we were at 23%. Now we are at 26%. Of our users are from Turkey. That is huge numbers we're talking about here. So we definitely, Tariq, take note on this. We need to do a lot more activities with our Turkish community and our Turkish users. So I think that we have been doing a little bit. I get the feeling that it has not been equatable. 1/4 of our effort has not been going to Turkey. So we have to kind of increase a little bit on that. Right now, the way that we're looking user-wise is 26% Turkey, 14% Nigeria, 12% Korea, 9% Indonesia, 5% US, 4% Russia, 4% India, 3% Vietnam, 3% Hong Kong, and then the rest of the countries kind of gobbled up into a fat 21% group in there. So that's kind of the split that we have right now. About the same correlation when it comes to desktop and mobile use. So a lot of people accessing on mobile only, and a bunch of people accessing on desktop. Actually, desktop is a little bit more than the mobile right now, but about the same. I think that I'm going to stop right there for the community metrics. And let's take a look at Twitter. Twitter has been, like I said, at the beginning, very, very quiet. Generally speaking, we've been hovering around 10,000, 12,000, 9,000 impressions on a daily basis. We've had a little bit of less than usual Twitter activity this week. We need to start ramping that up. By the way, we are actively and aggressively hiring, both on the on the working group basis for the DAO and on the core team, both on marketing and sales. So please do reach out to us. We have almost every imaginable position there. Like I said, both on the DAO and on the core team, there are open spots. Most of the open spots right now are marketing, PR, and sales. So we also have some openings on the tech, so engineering. We have some development opportunities there open as well. So Twitter in the last 7 days, let's see how we did. About 80,000 impressions. So for context, right? So if we go back, that's what we would do on 2 or 3 days on a normal day. We're like 30 something thousand, and now we're around like 10,000. So we have to definitely bring those numbers up a little bit more on Twitter. But with all the downturn in the market and blah 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 and all these things, and all of the hiring that we're doing, there's it's been a lot of focus in the growth internally for the team. So we're gonna be picking the pace up on Twitter pretty soon. All right, so with all that out of the way, Pavel-san, how can you give us a little bit of an update when it comes to product and support, please?
For sure. Thank you, Michelle. So an update for this past week, we've been really busy at making small upgrades and refinements, that some of the things that you would see just to make the user experience flow. So not super sexy, if you will, from a big feature standpoint, but that has taken a fair amount of work. And I just wanted to thank everybody in the community that's providing feedback, suggestions. You guys have all been great, and as we are a community project together, we're making this the set of features and products better from your feedback. From a feature standpoint, coming up fairly soon. The finishing touches are being put on is the multi-sig feature that I know Michelle has talked about previously, and there's going to be some community involvement around that, some contests that will be announced shortly. So anyone interested in helping out on that front, be sure to be watching the announcements channel. And shortly thereafter, I know people have been asking about the staking and directly connected to that, the governance, but that is on the works as well. And there's some really exciting stuff that we're working on there that I think everybody is going to really like. So that pretty much covers the product side. Again, as a primary focus, we're working very hard to every day make this product better for the users and add value. So again, I wanted to thank people who are part of that, and I encourage you to keep doing that. On the support side, just wanted to give a shout out to the support team. A lot of sort of new people have joined on board with that, and really excited with the direction and the positive nature and the work that we're doing, and that too is sort of a big part of the community. So I'm proud to be part of that, and just thank everybody who is essentially helping our users, and also come up with some really good sort of ideas to make us even better in that front. So that covers both areas, Michelle, but happy to answer any questions and add anything more if you think needs to be added.
Very cool. No, I think that was an awesome update. Yeah, you guys, and kudos to you as well, Pavel-san. You've been doing a great job of keeping tight all of the product and support teams. So, very blessed and very happy to count with your team support on this. So, just in general, right? I'm trying to set up some context here. There are some major milestones that we are about to hit. You guys, so if you think about it, right, in the month of January, we've been dealing with a lot of the kind of like the leftover drama or the leftover stress that came out immediately after the IDO and the airdrop, right? So there was a lot of focus around the airdrop. We did the airdrop at the beginning of January. I think it was on the 10th or so. But like the subsequent days where there was a lot of stuff happening around, like people claiming and people having questions and stuff like that. So there was a lot of stuff that we had to like really dedicate a bunch of resources to support the airdrop, which is, like, mind you, one of the largest airdrops that I know of, at least on Solana. And it's been going phenomenally well on that end. So much so that we have like entire communities right now that have been essentially completely allocated. I'm gonna so for example, we are on the airdrop engagement. I need to put some tweets on this. But I mean, on the airdrop engagement, we are 86% claim already. On the early adopters, we're 50% claim already. On referrals, that's the one that has been claimed the least for some reason. Like people with the referrals, you guys like need to wake up and claim your stuff. Otherwise, it's going to come back to our treasury, and that is going to happen in the next couple of weeks. I think it's February 13 or so, when we take all of the unallocated or basically ungiven allocation, and we put that back into the treasury. But our partners are absolutely also killing it. Like, I mean, right now, even we have some people from, I think it was Synthetify, right, Paulson?
Yeah, that's right.
What happened to, so Synthetify is like 100% claim already. That's like some savage users right there. Like all of them, swarm into get their money streams, which is great. But then, like, if you are from a user from Synthetify and that was your only allocation, then that basically means that you were left out of the queue. Sorry for you. It's we've had a few of those claims, right, Paulson? What's been going on with that?
Yeah, so essentially, I think you summed it up perfectly. In that case, the partner was a first come first served basis as per the airdrop rules that were established long in advance, and essentially what happened was there were a few users that ultimately were late in claiming, if you will, and they were unable to claim that part of their distribution.
All right. But I'm sorry you didn't make it on time, but kind of like stick around if you're interested in getting your hands into some meme tokens. There's plenty more ways to do that. We have a lot of things going on the DAO, a lot of working groups, a lot of activity in the community, and this is not your only opportunity. Talking about community. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to add, sorry to cut you off. I do apologize. That this is just a start, guys. So that's what we've been saying from the support side is there's so much opportunity here that whatever the small number of tokens that may have been missed out is really minor compared to the opportunity here. So we really encourage anybody who wants to be involved to get involved is what I wanted to add.
100%. I mean, like, quite literally, and we have opportunities on. We have 7 different working groups, and we have opportunities almost in every single one of them. From community engagement to marketing to sales to support to product to engineering to operations. I mean, there is work galore here. So if you have some spare time in your hands, you like what we're doing, you like our mission, our vision, you like our products, you think that you can help out further the idea of bringing a DeFi to everyone, please hop on board, jump on Discord and reach out. We we need you. We want you here. All right. So we were talking on community, and this is a good segue to jump into Tariq. Tariq, you've been busy this week, right? I mean, a bunch of events, a bunch of things going on. What happened this week? Tell us.
Okay, on the community side, I will first be talking about laying emphasis on the decreasing number on Discord members. We knew that during the IDO there were a lot of airdrop hunters that swarmed into the server. So I think most of them are getting tired and leaving the server. So on the addition part, we added in the
I
previous
think we lost you
Turkish
there, buddy.
regional manager. He's now an ambassador, and he has been phenomenal. Yeah, he has been phenomenal in his work hosting the Turkish AMA. Suddenly, unfortunately, he has COVID and couldn't join us in this call. So talking about on some of the community channel that were removed, just like the Spanish channel and the German channel. They were not producing a lot of content and there were few engagements, so it was more like a ghost town. So I had to remove the community channels. And most of the people in the community, I think we are beginning to have solid members in the community for now. And we have had list talks about the airdrop and everything. So to add to this airdrop of a thing, to add to the airdrop, there's a lot of ways to get your hands on Mint token. And if you still linger in the past of not getting your allocation, maybe because you didn't follow the process, then you are doing yourself, because we are about to hit, like Michelle said, we are about to hit a lot of milestone, and you not having engaging in the community to get your hands on Mint token, I don't know what to tell you. So on the event side, we have a lot of them. I think this week comes to an end of this airport event, and we'll be kicking off with February events by next week. So I'm going to also talk about the people that have been engaging in the community. There's a lot of people that have been doing great in the community, just like Sweni and the rest of them. And in the creative, I think one of the subjects that are doing great in the community again is the creativity team. They have been phenomenal. Also, the organizers, they have been not sleeping to get events to get events for the community. So I must laud them. Also on community engagement, the Turkish has been doing great. I think we have a solid team there in the Nigerians, the Korean. I'm also going to thank the Chinese community for bringing up some events with our partner that will be coming up live by February. And also we have a TG AMA with the Oka Korean community. So if you're from Korea and you want to hear some alphas, I bet that's the best place for you. Okay, I think this is the wrap up on the community side. And to add more to this, there's a lot of events that are coming up on the month of February, so you wouldn't want to miss it. Yeah. And to wrap up the this month's event, we have our final quiz session tomorrow, so you don't want to miss it. You don't want to be the one on the losing side on that quiz. So I expect to see you all tomorrow.
Very nice, very nice. This is super exciting stuff, guys, and for sure, like one of the cool things about the way that Tariq and the ambassadors and like the overall leadership around community is that this is a like live and vibrant space where I mean this week there were events that are really meaningful even outside of just like the product area, right? So there was a little bit of depression and stuff like that around the crypto space in general because all of the bear market and things like that. And there were very meaningful events about lifestyle talks and how to deal with anxiety and things like that in the community. And I think that we should not ignore kind of what is going through people's head, and having a space to share that, it kind of strengthens a lot the value of like a close-knit community like the one that we have. So very pleased with the way that things are going there. Phenomenal job, Tariq.
To add to it, I think I forgot to add something. The ambassador program is also open, so we are looking for members from Turkey, from Asia, from America and the rest. So if you have those skills, if you can create content, if you can, We need you. So I'll be looking out for you guys.
Yeah, and also good. Like, you heard the man. If you are from any of the, especially the big communities that we have, Turkey, Korea, U.S., Persia. I think I mentioned them before. China, Russia, India, Vietnam, like, all of those. We have the ambassadorship program open. Let's make sure that your voice is heard, that you have a good representation in the community. We want to make sure that those communities are clearly represented on the DAO leadership, and that we're answering and listening to your voice. So let the current ambassadors know, hey, I'm interested in this. Show your grit, and we will evaluate you and see if you can make it there. All right. It is 10:26. Maybe. We Pavel already kind of talked on the product. We talked around the community. We talked some metrics. Maybe it's time for us to take a look at the actual questions that have been coming from the community directly. Shall we? Let me see where we are. Remember what count-wise, we are 27 people on Twitter. We are 95 on the AMA stage. All right, that's a good turnout. All right, so let's take a look at some of the AMA questions, shall we? I think that one of the first ones from FT2143 that Tariq kind of summarized here is that you guys are asking or making a suggestion, I think, about making some sort of training for people that are not familiar with crypto at all, and doing that training through Meanfi. I think it's not a bad idea. We should probably explore that that program a little bit, and if they learn how to do this stuff through Meanfi, they will definitely be a little bit easier for us to capture that demographic. So we'll have to do a little bit of research. I think this came from FTs from Turkey, if I'm not mistaken. But and there's a lot of volume coming from Turkey, so we'll definitely need to take a look at that. Note to self, Tariq, we should probably discuss running some sort of pilot here to do something like that. We'll see what that looks like. Let's see. I'm looking at here. This is my best song. Okay, I think this was before we did Masood. Do we want to launch training programs to use Meanfi? I think this is kind of related to the other one. Yeah, maybe there's something I'm missing. Is there like some sort of like bigger training effort across Turkey? Maybe there is, and we're not well aware of it. Yeah, Masood, I see that you're level 5, so you have some clout here. I like if you have some insight into something that is happening, in particular in Turkey, that we should be aware of in terms of training. Like, let's have that conversation. I'm sure that between Tariq and Anne and VK and these guys, like we're gonna figure something out on this. I'm not sure what. So this is like the second or third question about that. We will be able to stake our means in money streams. Stake your mean in money streams. No, you either stake your mean or you send it in a money stream, but not both. If you are receiving a money stream on mean because you are participating in communities and you are getting rewarded through the DAO, you will be able, once your portion of that stream fully vests, you will be able to essentially stake it. So yes, that would be a possibility. As a Web3 blank, can we run an educational series of challenges with Project Galaxy. I'm not aware what Project Galaxy is. A lot of good stuff here, I guess, like that we need to look at. Note to self, find out what Project Galaxy is and what we need to do with them on educational challenges. So one thing that I think. And I cannot give a timeline for this. I'll have to coordinate this a little bit. We'll have to, figure out where in the overall project pipeline we can fit it. But something that did happen, since we're talking about challenges and goals and metrics and stuff like that. Something that did happen this last week is that someone reached out to us, another protocol reached out to us that they wanted to do kind of like viral type of engagements where, if people achieve certain things, they get certain rewards, right? Or if people do certain activities, they get certain rewards, like, something super specific. The problem with that is that there is not a common goal. Everybody kind of becomes like an individual mercenary looking for themselves and not for the overall project. So we decided not to go that route, and probably what we're going to end up doing at some point, I don't know when, but at some point is we're going to try to put together either implementing KPI options, UMA style, or integrating something like UMA into the DAO. And that essentially what it does is that a KPI option, so that you understand the background, is the idea that we set up a goal, say that that goal is to increase the volume of transactions that go through Meanfi or through our money streams from X to Y, right? So X being the current volume, Y being the target volume that we want to get at, and we put out an option that is very cheap to buy, the same way that you buy normal options, and everybody that thinks that they can make a difference in achieving that Y can buy that option. And if we collectively achieve that Y, then everybody gets paid and gets like a ginormous discount on the price of Mean relative to the market price at the time that we achieve Y, right? So the idea there is that if you collaborate collectively, if we are able to collaborate collectively for a common goal, everybody that collaborated towards that goal gets rewarded handsomely for doing so. And that is a much better system than having individual people get rewarded for individual contributions. I'm not saying that individual contributions are not good; they are phenomenal, and we have a lot of individual contributors. I'm saying that for goals that are hard to achieve by a single person, KPI options are a much better option than doing just straight up rewards. Do you develop the necessary training for more useful? I mean, there's a theme here with the training today. There's definitely something going on in Turkey with the training. We will announce video contest next month. There you go. Thank you, Lycan. So there's some video contests that is going to be launching soon. Hello, Hamed. How are you doing? I like your new profile picture. Looks sick. I like it. Very nice. Every project has a counterpart. Who is your project's competitor? In which subject are you better than them? And what are you doing to improve this project? Are there any innovations and additions you can mention? How sustainable it is? Emersac, level 1. I can see how you have all of those questions. I don't want to leave you completely in the dust because you're a new community member. So I'm going to address this as briefly as I can. The first piece is that I would suggest that you go through and read a little bit of our documentation. It's actually fairly easy to digest and to follow up. And I will kind of remit you all the way back into our original Genesis blog post on Medium if you want to understand the details of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and those kinds of things. In terms of counterparts, there are there are multiple projects that do individual parts of what we're doing. Like, even on Ethereum, and we've said this many times, our inspiration was a project called Sablier. And they do something similar to our money streams, but in a lot more restricted capacity for Ethereum. We have many different innovations above and beyond what Sablier has built. We have a lot more capacity to run through those real-time money streamings, and we have a lot more products that are kind of like working collectively with one another. So we are in a way a toolkit and a full-on banking institution rather than individual DeFi feature. In addition to that, we have the individual DeFi features if other application developers want to integrate our stuff into their protocol. So there's a lot to cover there. But welcome to the community, Emersac. Does the team have a plan for staking tokens in the app? I think that you meant staking. Yes, we do, and that should be coming live in the next couple weeks. Are new business partners for Meanfi project? Is possible to create a part to participate in most members of the community, so they offer interests like chess and other games? There's community building events. I would leave that up to the community leadership, Tariq et al. When it comes to like the business partners that I think that actually the first game per se that we're doing with a partner is coming up this weekend, and we are joining. A few of us are joining Grapes poker tournament. So it's a fun way to kind of like share a little bit across the two communities and have some fun time. Sometimes like we have to balance a little bit the intensity that we put on the product and the work that we do here with having fun while doing it, right? So this got to be fun for everybody. So yeah, good idea. New business partner. So this week we're actually participating in the Citibank. There's basically like an acceleration program for businesses on Citi, and we're doing a lot of learning from them. I don't know. Like we're not an official Citibank partner or anything like that, but a big part of what we do is trying to bridge people from traditional finance into DeFi, and a lot of our partnerships are also starting to take shape in the form of TradFi partners that we are bringing our products to them, and vice versa. TradFi partners that are bringing their users to us, and we are kind of like the first spot on that. So yeah, there's a lot that is going up in there, and we're doing this City National Bank startup studio thing that essentially brings together a lot of industry experts and kind of like helps us close additional connections in the traditional banking sector. So a lot of good things in there. That is going to take a couple of weeks to go through all of the metrics and all the learnings from that. And but yeah, we will be making additional announcements as they become official. Okay. What else? Any new investors invested in Meanfi? I don't know. Let me take a look at the number of holders that we have. But I'm going to say probably yes. A lot of people kind of like scooping down. Yeah, so 12,194 holders right now of the token. I actually don't. I'm not keeping track of those numbers in terms of holders. Actually, good segue here. We're making like I'm hoping. Paulo-san, you didn't cover this, but I'm hoping that that at least the first like a first version of the analytics page. The new analytics page is going to come out next week. I'm really hoping for that. So if Tanya, you're listening, there you go. That's your deadline. we have Tanya working on that. So
Like
yeah.
no pressure, just
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah. It's going to be a great,
Yeah.
great feature to have, though, for people to reference. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah. It's coming along real nice. I have to say. So we're gonna be doing that soon. I'm saying hopefully next week because we really don't know. This is me basically pushing the team a little bit to ship faster. But as soon as it's out, like all of these questions are basically a click away. You can take a look at everybody that has been invested. What is the number of holders that we have? Like what is the status? What is the growth over time? Because a lot of these places where you can take a look at the number of holdings and stuff like that is basically a snapshot. In time, like something that, okay, what's happening today, but what does that mean? Have we been growing? Have we been, sliding down? Like, what is the story here really in terms of the number of wallets that are holding meme tokens, right? So kind of like having a little bit more perspective over time, I think it would be very helpful for everybody. All right. Let's see. Is there a plan to create new articles and contents for more ads? I'm going to stick to the first part of the question. Is there a plan to create new articles and contents? The answer is yes. We just published an opinion ad on the Medium yesterday. I want to say yesterday. Yep, about why we need banks. It's not a coincidence that I'm telling you that we're working right now with City National Bank, and that we have kind of like a bigger effort into making that bridge. A bridge doesn't exist without basically two ends to connect, right? And those two ends that we need to connect are traditional finance and decentralized finance. And we are on one side we are the bridge, and we are kind of like welcoming people to the other side. But then that means that we need to be talking to the other side as well. Like hostility is not a good strategy here. Like overall, even though sometimes we have said some really harsh things about certain individuals in Twitter from the TradFi area, but that's a different thing, I guess. Like it was not a statement against all the banks, just like one specific one that has been quite vocal against the other side. So anyhow, like let's keep moving on here. Why don't you support the token? Why did IDO lose everyone? Testnet mean level 1. I don't know how to answer that, actually. I don't even know what you're asking. Do you mean that we crashed the entire crypto market? I wish we had the power. I would be bringing it up right now. But yeah, I have no control over market dynamics. Why don't you support the token? I don't know what you're talking about. It's better to create a channel for ideas of people in the community because some have very, very great ideas. Create a channel for ideas in the community. Some very, that might be a good idea, Tariq. Maybe like an ideas channel where people kind of like dump their thoughts. Pavel-san, this is something also that we should probably explore or look into as part of the support documentation. I think we have like the folks from, forgot now the software, but some software that does support also reach out to us, and they want us to be able to leverage them. And I think that one of the features that they have is that people can submit ideas and vote on them, Stack Overflow style. So something that we can explore, but maybe we can do something here in Discord as well. Your ad is low for the project. Unfortunately, your ad is low for the project. Like advertising, we haven't done any advertising, zero. So if by low you mean is lower than zero, no. We have not paid for a single ad anywhere at all. So that's going to change for sure, because we do have a marketing and PR budget that needs to be spent. But before we actually spend it in a ungracious way, we need to have like a proper strategy for marketing and PR. And we are in the process of developing and hiring the team to execute on that area. So, yeah. So if you're awesome in marketing and PR, reach out to us. We want you. We want to talk to you. What is our Meanfi Army next mission? Stand by, cryptocoinism. Next missions coming up soon. All right. I think that that is a wrap here. It is 10:45. Let me take a look at Twitter, see if somebody posted anything. Good news. Nope, nothing interesting here. Huge opportunity. Let's fucking go. Yes. Na. So, all right. I think that if we don't have any additional questions, we're going to call it a wrap. And soon. Like I think that the next couple of weeks are going to be really exciting. Next couple of weeks, we're going to have so many announcements and so many things going on that it's almost going to be like, it was worth the wait for all of these things. All right, team. Anybody wants to add anything else to the conversation before we wrap it up?
I just wanted to reiterate, thanks again for the help everybody's giving at the community level, and it's really exciting times. So I'm super stoked about what's to come on the product side and seeing the community grow.
Awesome. All right. In that case, it is Friday. It looks, I'm not gonna, it looks like the bulls are waking up. Is it? Maybe no. It went up a little bit and down a little bit. Doesn't matter. The bulls are going to be waking up, I think, soon. I'm very optimistic about 2022 in general. It's going to be a phenomenal year. January, maybe not that good, but it's only going to get greener and nicer and better from here on out. So it is Friday. As I always say, please go out, smell the flowers, kiss your loved one, and let's fucking go!
Thank you, everybody.
Alrighty, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Later.
Thank you.
See you guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.